What's going on, everybody? How you doing? All right, in today's video, so I heard just from scrolling Facebook and seeing, news sources or whatever, Gene Simmons is in the news, of course, for saying something, for being creepy or something like that, saying something he was on Dancing with the Stars. I don't watch any of that stuff, but I don't know exactly what happened, only just headlines. So I wanted to check it out and see what's going on. Under fire for controversial comments during Dancing with the Stars, clarifies his judging on Dancing with the Stars. In entertainment, it's not about the technical stuff. Okay. Biggest creep ever on Okay, so creepy. Okay. Biggest creep ever. So this makes me think that he said something having to do with women. Or something sexual in that kind of way, which, Gene Simmons. Do you know Gene Simmons? He doesn't drink. He's never drank. He doesn't do drugs. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't do anything. He does women. Famously. Famously, that's like his thing, his kryptonite, if you will, or whatever. Right? His indulgence. Right? So maybe that's what they're talking about, I assume. Let's get into this. I'm going to check out this Rock Feed video because I like Rock Feed. They're really cool. And he's got great videos. He does a good job. Right? Rock Feed. Kiss Gene Simmons slammed for creepy TV appearance. Let's check this out. Rock Feed.
It was a big night last night on Dancing with the Stars as Gene Simmons of Kiss was the special guest judge. And so you can imagine just how much excitement there was in the air from all the fans tuning in. So Gene came out for something they were having called Hair Metal Night, which is cool. And
I actually know, the only reason why I know about this also is because somebody that I have played with before, the guitar player Joel Hoekstra, was playing on this. I brought this up in a comment one time at one of my gigs, the band Night Ranger, a bunch of the members from Night Ranger was at the gig, and Brad Gillis, Night Ranger, also played with Ozzy Osbourne after Randy Rhoads died for a short period of time. Brad Willis got on stage, and also their guitar player at the time was Joel Hoekstra, and he came up and played also. This is like in 2011 or something like that. It was a long time ago. And, as a band, we were playing the stuff that we played. I remember we played the Rain song. I love that. One of my favorite Zeppelin songs of all time, right? Favorite songs, period. The Rain song. And they were all like, guys, like to the audience, they're like, you guys just played the Rain song and these people don't care. It's like, and we were a good band too. Doesn't matter. Anyways, I saw that Joel Hoekstra was playing at this event or whatever, this Dancing with the Stars show or whatever.
And they were playing some classics from the 80s. The celebrities were dancing.
I don't remember what we ended up playing. It was a while ago.
And when Gene Simmons came around to judge the performances, according to the backlash online, he just would repeatedly talk about how hot the ladies were who were performing on stage, and that would be his criticism. And so we're going to look at some of the things that Gene was saying, and then also some of the reaction to this. I think the main takeaway is, I guess the people who haven't followed Gene Simmons for a period of time would be surprised, and then the rest of us are just like, yeah, that's how he is.
Yeah.
So let's take a look. Kiss bassist Gene Simmons was the special guest judge last night on Dancing with the Stars for Hair Metal Night. And it was the feedback that he gave to the Stars that led to a lot of backlash on social media, labeling him as creepy. At one point during the show, after NFL star Danny Amendola and his partner, dancer Whitney Carson, performed to Bon Jovi's Livin' on a Prayer, Simmons offered the following feedback. He said, "This is a brand new experience for me, and it's difficult to look at you and to figure out which one is more hot, hot, hot. Danny, I'm telling you, you're right next to somebody, one of the more beautiful women on the planet." As they panned to Carson, she apparently had a bewildered look on her face. And later, as Chandler Kinney and her partner Brandon Armstrong performed to Twisted Sister's We're Not Gonna Take It, Gene offered the following feedback. He said, "Chandler, You fogged up my glasses. I don't know what to tell you. You move me, not just with your gyrations and so on, but your beautiful face and how you were into the emotion of it. Or when Reginald Vell Johnson from Family Matters and Die Hard got a 5 on his score, performing to Twisted Sister's I Wanna Rock. The crowd let out audible boos, and Gene said, "Hey Reggie, you've got a beautiful woman right beside you who can twist it and turn it and knows how to move it and all that. But I want to tell you, as a guy that's been on the stage for half a century around the world, I'm kind of a big deal, Reggie. It's all in the attitude, and you've got something in that beautiful face. They love you." So there's two things happening here at once. You have a lot of people that are out.
Okay, so I did hear about the fogging glasses line. That was the only line that I heard. So this is my first time hearing any of that. I mean, again, yeah, this is Gene Simmons, and that's his thing. And he, listen, he knows what sells. He's not stupid, right? You don't just make the money that he's made and you're an idiot. I mean, maybe to some extent, maybe there's some kind of dumb luck, but lots of times dummies then lose all their money. So he's not stupid, right? He gets it. It's entertainment. And if hot chicks didn't work and wasn't profitable or whatever, then how many businesses would not make any money now, right? I mean, really, it's just, I mean, for better or worse, right? I'm not trying to be canceled for talking like Gene Simmons either, but it's just reality. If you don't again, some people they think the world's not fair or whatever. And it's like, I don't know what to tell you. You can't fight a freight train. And, I get that the market has spoken from him because he's not wrong. He's not wrong. You don't say what art is, the market does. If the market says that it's good and they then use their dollars and or their attention or whatever and pay you with those things, the market has spoken. That's just, it's reality. Like the quicker that you can accept it, the faster you will then be able to pivot what you're doing and figure out, okay, well, this is the playing field and these are the rules, or these are the, like how things work or whatever. What's my move? What do I do? Okay, you try something. Okay, maybe that doesn't work. All right, let me try something else. Okay, maybe that doesn't work. You try something, you just keep trying things until something works. Maybe nothing works, whatever. You just have to keep trying. But to just bitch and complain makes people not want to be around you. It does nothing good for you, really. It makes you find all the complainers and then you guys become buddies and just go over there. All right. Anyways.
Raged on the internet about Gene Simmons. And then at the same time,
because it's the internet,
you have Gene Simmons acting exactly as he has for many years. There's a story from back in 2017 where Gene was actually banned by Fox News over his behavior when he was at their offices. According to The Guardian from 2017, the headline says, Gene Simmons banned for life from Fox News over his behavior. The Kiss frontman reportedly barged in on a meeting where he exposed his torso to staffers, mocked their intelligence, and told lewd jokes about Michael Jackson. The report continued, saying, according to a Fox News source speaking to the Daily Beast, Simmons barged in on a staff meeting, unbuttoned his shirt, and exposed his torso, shouting, "Hey chicks, sue me." I mean, I've never met Gene Simmons or spoken to him, but from watching his career and seeing them live and paying attention to his interviews over the years, I get the sense that he might be someone who got so famous and so successful that maybe he lost a little bit of self-awareness and he's saying these things and carrying on these antics. But, it's like, if you're Dancing with the Stars, what did you expect to get? I mean, This is pretty much anybody who's followed Gene Simmons. This is how he acts.
Right.
This is what he does. This is his bit.
Because he's trying to be, it's a spectacle. And after you go so far, it's like, okay, where's the next line? Okay, where's the next line? All right, where's the next line? Right. And he is. I mean, if you've watched any, so I'm not like a big Kiss fan, right? But there was a period of time, maybe about 10 years ago, right? It wasn't even like I got into them when I was younger, right? It was like there was a point in time where I was like, what's the big deal with Kiss? I'm going to go through their discography. Like I've said on my music videos, right? My music reactions. I've went through many artists' discographies in the past, not on video, right? Because I'm a musician, all that kind of thing, right? So I was like, there came a point where I was like, what's the big deal with Kiss? And I went through a lot of their discography. And there's some stuff that I like, but a lot of it I just was like, this isn't, no, this isn't for me. But also then watched a lot of interviews, and he's interesting. He's a character. He's got his own thoughts, his own views, and I respect him for that. I do. I really do. Again, I've gotten some things from him that I agree with. I'm like, and that have changed my opinion. I'm like, you know what? You're right. You're right. You're right. And when you're right, you're right. And you may not like that. Some people may not like that, but I just chose to accept it. I'm like, you know what? You're right. You can put stuff out and it may be incredible art, but you're not the one that you may make it. But the people who call it art or say, hey, this is art, is the people. And if they're not buying your art, is it art to them? Is it the high art? Is like all that kind of thing? Like, yes, sure, okay, it is still art, but it's not what the people want or are looking for. Because if it was, they would buy it. They would go after it. They would pursue it. Also, yeah, the guy's super old. I mean, everybody's got grandparents, right? There's some level of, for people that have grandparents that are living, or that have lived and knew, there's certain things that are just, they may talk differently or say different things or have different viewpoints that aren't in style anymore, or aren't PC anymore or any of that kind of thing, right? Because they came up in a different time and maybe they don't see a problem with it. Maybe they think, and obviously this can go really far to being incredibly inappropriate and wrong and potentially illegal or whatever, or it could be not. I would say a lot of the time, probably just like, yeah, things aren't like that anymore. Or, you don't say that anymore. Or you don't act like that anymore. Or something like that. Right. It's just not appropriate. People now aren't dealing with it in that kind of way or whatever. And social media has affected a lot of this type of thing. And there's, I'm not trying to be specific. I'm trying to be vague and broad. And I know that people can take it in specific ways and be like, but I'm trying to be broad about it because I don't mean to pinpoint anything specific. I'm just saying in general, it could be something totally benign or mostly benign to things that are way more egregious, where it's just like, yo, grandpa, or whatever. It's because they have their viewpoints. And you know what? If you're lucky enough to live until you're 80 or 90, then you'll probably have them too. In your own way compared to the newer generations. That's what I'm trying to say. That's just life. That's just what it is, right? So again, you can not like it, but it is what it is.
There's all kind of bizarre media appearances from Gene Simmons from over the years. And so I'm not surprised by this controversy. I don't think he is either. And when you look at his past actions and behavior, I just think this is a continuation. I'm
why would
surprised
he care?
that people are surprised by this.
I'm
also surprised that the show bookers didn't realize that Gene Simmons was going to go up on this show and act a fool. This is what he does. And he is very much a very eccentric person, and it was a cringe appearance from him. And that's just kind of what it is. This is the same band that at the very end of their final show, they're playing a trailer for their next generation, and they're intent on continuing as a cartoon. And, this is, to me, like quintessential Gene Simmons. And people at this point have decided whether or not they love him or they hate him. It says they reached out to him for comment, but I doubt that he cares, to be honest. So
because
we'll have
like
to see. But yeah, this is Gene Simmons. It's how he's been. He's banned from places for doing stuff like this. So you got to look at your guests, I think, at times. And so hair metal night, very much talked about from Dancing with the Stars. That's all we got for that. That's your latest update here from Rockfeed. Be sure to subscribe.
There you go. Okay. And you see that last part that he said, very much talked about. The producers probably love that. And that's why he gets called. Because, hey, you just extended the life of this show. You just brought this show out into the news where it wasn't just some regular episode. Do you get that? Right? That makes sense, right? Controversy, good or bad, puts you in the news and puts you in the feed and it cuts through the noise in terms of there's just so much, vying for attention. And that is probably a lot of the reasons that he does things that he does because he's learned that this is how you get this attention. And this attention has gotten me all the stuff that I have, right? All of my money, all of it, all of the women. I remember watching those interviews where he would talk about how he would just he's no BS. He would just walk up right up to a woman and just be super direct. So yeah, to talk for him to talk like this is yeah, of course, because he doesn't that's just what he does. He's one of those guys where he's like, if you go up to 100 women and you do that, somebody's going to say yes. Whose fault is that? You know what I mean? Not that there's like a fault or whatever, but it's just like the people find the people that they're trying to find, right? So it's like, I'm down. Are you down? No. Okay. I'm down. Are you down? I'm down. Are you down? I'm down. Are you know what I mean? Like, anyways. Yeah, I figured that's like what it was. All I saw was just the headlines and then I saw that one fogged my glasses line or whatever and I was just like, okay, this is Gene Simmons, right? We're talking about Gene Simmons, right? Okay. All right. Anyways, I feel like yeah, I'm sure that there's people that of course are going to want to cancel him or would want to or whatever over this type of thing, but at the same time, given this guy's last point, it's like the producers are probably like, yeah, if you want ratings, if you want someone to come on here and act crazy, and I mean, that's no different than reality TV and all those different kinds of things where it's like, and that's why he has his own reality TV show. He can do that kind of, he understands, he gets it. Just be crazy, and he may be that crazy, may be real. But again, I'm sure that to some extent it's learned like, oh, I need to be more like this. Let me adjust. Let me try and, it's in some kind of way molded, manufactured, and formed. I read forever ago. I don't remember if it was a book or something or an interview or something, but it was Dave Navarro, right? Where he said, and I wrote it down. I used to write when I was in college, I used to write down quotes and just have like sticky notes or whatever. I still have them actually. And Dave Navarro said something to the effect of he's just taking an aspect of his personality and amplifying it in terms of like his onstage persona, because I think he's very like more quiet or more, whatever it was about him. But yet, like on stage, he's very, just he has this look and all this kind of thing. But he said something to the effect of he just takes an aspect, just a part of his personality, and he just amplifies it. But that's not his whole personality. It's just a part of it, right? And he amplifies it. How is this any different? It's not. It's not. It's totally not. Anyways, there you go. Cool. Awesome. Thank you guys. Rock Feed. Guys, if you're not checking out Rock Feed for your news, for your rock news, all that kind of stuff, the guy's great. So definitely check out his channel. All right. Awesome. Thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Later.